ELI5. Why is 12-hour time even taught? Wouldn't it just be easier to remember 1300 instead of 1 p.m.? 12-hour time is a very ancient system that traces back to the Mesopotamian empires. They had a cultural fixation on the number 12, used a base 12 numerical system, and divided up most things into twelfths whenever possible, including day and night. The 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night system spread throughout Europe and the Middle East and has defied multiple attempts to change it over the centuries. Also, for anyone curious why there was such a love of the number 12, it was because that was how they counted on their hand. Look at your hand. Notice how each of your fingers minus your thumb has 3 easily identifiable parts to it. They used to count by using their thumb to count each part of the finger, much in the same way we count to 10 using our fingers today. So 12 was the max you could count on one hand. Edit. As some other commenters have pointed out, there are also other reasons for 12. It is both an easily divided number, and there are also 12 lunar cycles in a year. I doubt any one reason is why some societies used 12 so much, and suspect it to be a mix of all of them. Also, the they in this comment is primarily ancient Babylonians, although they are certainly not the only ancient society to use base 12. Plenty of ancient societies had base 10 number systems. It's also divisible by 2, 3, 4, and 6 in a largely illiterate and enumerate society. 12 is a more practical base than 10. You can do halves, thirds, and quarters without resorting to fractions. This is the actual answer. 12 is easily divisible. 60 is also very divisible with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, and 30. 60 and 12 aren't random numbers. Dividing the 24-hour clock into 2 periods came about because of sundials. For a couple thousand years, sundials were the main method of timekeeping, so you could only keep accurate time during half the day. The changeover happened at noon, at the sun's highest point, because it's an observable, universal frame of reference. Mechanical clocks kept the division because it's simpler to make a 12-hour clock than a 24-hour one. Obviously, the system is obsolete in the age of electronic timekeeping, but it's still a well-established system that most people are familiar with.